How's everybody doing today? We are back with another knee-jerk reaction review, and we've just seen Spider-Man, whatever Spider-Man can, or however that terrible theme song goes. Am I pissing people off already? Well, we're jumping into spoilers. Just kidding. We'll save that.
Right away.
We just kind of want to jump into spoilers.
Yeah, don't even warn them. Why am I so tall? This is insane. Guys, what did we think about the movie? And obviously, like I said, I'm joking. We are not going to do spoilers, but there will be a point of the video where we're like, spoiler alert, and if you don't know to get the fuck out at that point, that's on you, man. Because we have got some shit to touch on. There's no way we can't do spoilers on this. Guys.
Dude, it's hard to think of a scene without a spoiler.
This movie's incredible.
This movie's great.
This movie's
Are
insane.
y'all ready for spoilers?
No, okay,
All right, good review, you guys.
So here's the deal: Spider-Man and Doctor Strange get together, okay, and Spider-Man wants everybody to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man because it's ruining their lives. So what he has to do is get Doctor Strange to help him try to figure out a way to have everybody forget. As you see in the trailer, Peter Parker fucks up the spell, and it all goes wild from there. The Doctor Strange and Peter Parker for the first 2 acts of this movie, I thought their chemistry was amazing.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
a pretty good chemistry.
Their fight that they had,
Yeah, that
holy
was
shit.
pretty good.
Holy shit. I'm kind of upset about the outcome of it, but
Yeah,
I love
He was up in a
their
seat
fight.
doing his Rodney thing where
Yeah.
people were like, hey, get out in front, motherfucker. I always wonder if that like stands out as he leans forward like this, like he has no back.
I never have to
His
worry about
chest
that.
touches his knees.
I
and
can't
he
help
just
it.
enjoys. He
When I feel
slows
like this
around.
action's about to happen, dude, I got to get up close and personal.
I never have to worry about that. I stand and everybody's like, we're good.
Yeah.
You stand?
She's only like
Oh my
half a
God.
foot tall.
I get excited. I'm like, I'm standing. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Everybody behind me is like, no, you're good. I can still see.
Yeah, you're fine. We didn't even notice.
We didn't even notice. You changed? Shit.
But yeah, it's 2.5 hours. I noticed you both said you kind of had an issue with the first act.
It's kind
The
of
whole
slow.
The whole movie.
It was kind of slow.
It was slow, and
Not what I expected.
this is. I can't even
At
touch
all.
on why I had a problem with the first act without spoiling the second act. So I'm about to just wait till spoilers. You
Okay, here's what we're
understand
gonna
why I say
Let's
that.
just get our ratings and opinions. How about that?
Not yet.
No.
So
Oh, we're talking about spoilers and
that's
then
the
do
gist
that?
of the movie. You got the villains coming back from the Amazing Spider-Man
Some of 'em,
and
yeah.
Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. We are about to hop into
Dude, I feel so
major spoiler territory.
Wow,
So if you have not seen the movie, go on and leave this video now or put it on mute for the rest of the
You're
time
free
because we're going to talk about nothing but spoilers.
we gave 5 seconds
So-
for not spoilers.
Y'all have been warned. This is spoilers. from
Wow,
now
we
on.
doing
already
spoilers
skipped the
now?
spoilers. We,
Yeah.
Yeah,
We really
just if for
fast
you
forward.
non-spoiler guys, just go see it. It's one of those. You just got to see it.
Yes.
See it. Trust
Yes.
us.
Good movie.
We're
All
3
of us.
minutes in.
Yeah.
We're-
I know, we
Do
gave
it.
3 minutes
Well,
of no
I'll say
spoiler.
real quick,
and said,
as of
"All
right
cool."
now, this moment, 99% audience score with over 10,000 reviews, a 99% and a 94 critical.
So go see it.
Yeah.
And if you don't care about spoilers, buckle up because there's
Yeah.
like one
A
or
lot.
two in this movie.
It's unbelievable, dude.
All
Or
right.
just wait a few weeks.
I'll just explain why the first half didn't work for me now, and this is why I can't really talk about it. It was slow, but I can deal with slow. But also, guys, how bad did this suck? And I'm just playing like I'm looking at y'all like y'all agree
Alright.
with me. It wasn't bad, but it like I'm going in here and already hearing about this movie, not spoiler wise, but I'm hearing like this movie is oh my god, and being a big Spider-Man fan. Now, there's also levels to that shit that we will talk about more of. But you know, I consider myself a somewhat big Spider-Man fan, just not full-on nerd Spider-Man fan.
I didn't dress up this
Yeah,
time.
one of those things like where like I'm hearing other people and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm not that big of a Spider-Man fan because Jesus, might be overdoing this just a little bit, maybe not though.
I'm probably with you.
Yeah, but this is also what hurt the beginning for me. I pretty much knew as it went along that this was going to be like a fandom type movie,
Yes.
like that whole like
Fan service galore.
callback, dude. You know, Easter eggs. Like, oh my god, like do this for the fans. And I started to feel like an hour and a half into the movie as it kept going on and on and on. And then what they started doing with the bad guys, I was like, are the bad guys even going to be bad in this movie? And I started to feel like there was this feeling where I was also kind of adding up where it was going, which is a mistake on my part, but I couldn't help myself subconsciously. That's what my mind was doing, where I'm like, I got a feeling that this is going to be one where everybody just nerds out on it, like, oh, I know that. Oh, I know that. Oh, they did that. Oh, my God, look at that. And then I'm going to be the guy that's over there like, yeah, that's cool, but is this a great movie, though? And that was, like, haunting me. And now, is it a bad movie? No. I was like, this is a good movie, but Jesus, I'm thinking it's all the fandom shit that is so spot on that is carrying other people to think this is the greatest thing ever. And then when people go to the theater and they hear all the crowd odds, it's like, I want to be a part of that. Yeah, that's cool to me, too. And one of those type of things. And it was rubbing me the wrong way for a while. But then the second half
I've
happened.
been out for 1.5
I
days.
think I think the
Well, I'm talking about within the theater, the vibes.
Oh,
you could feel
okay,
it. And
okay,
then
yeah.
the few, like, non-spoiler reviews I did see, where everybody was like, oh, and you could look at all the reviews without,
Oh,
just see the
I
ratings
just
without
didn't
doing that.
I didn't touch anything Spider-Man related
Yeah.
for the last week and a half.
And it's just word of mouth, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll touch more on the actual spoilers. Somebody else can kind of talk.
I know the first. So I agree with you on the. There's so much fan service in this movie. It's all. It is legit like a second Endgame. Like it's Spider-Man Endgame.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But the thing about the first act that I don't think it's a waste or too slow or anything like that, because they built a lot on. In this movie, Aunt May dies. Okay. Aunt May dies.
Damn, right off
Back
the
to the bathroom. We said we wouldn't discuss that.
We were gonna.
So she you
Sorry,
know,
bro.
the first act of the movie
No, I
was
remember
like
that.
their relationship
What
between
happened?
Peter Parker and May,
Pissed like 15 times.
and
It's
showing like,
unexplainable.
okay, so with May and Peter, like they are very clear. She is the Uncle Ben of this trilogy, pretty
Yes,
much.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And
seem like there is an Uncle
you know,
Ben
when they
spoiler.
started the third act, that's, you know, her death is what started the third act of the movie. So, you know, I think it served its purpose. You got through the characters of Willem Dafoe's Goblin. You got to see his Goblin form and then his Norman Osborn form and then the villains and explaining why they came in. Like, it all makes sense why the beginning happened the way it happened.
Who is your favorite villain?
Yeah,
It's
that
gotta
showed
be
up.
between
Honestly,
Green Goblin or Doctor.
in this movie, it was Doc Ock,
Yeah.
but after seeing Goblin's performance, Goblin won me over 100%.
See, I'm somebody that doesn't like Spider-Man 2 near as much as other people.
Dude,
For
it's
me,
amazing.
I'm
Amazing
like, what
Spider-Man
is
2 or Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2?
All right,
And I with Doc Ock, I was piggybacking off
Okay,
that. I
okay,
don't
okay.
get into that, but the first Spider-Man movie, I loved how they treated Green Goblin as more of the main event. I was all in. I'm like, this is my villain. Fuck yeah, they're going the route I would like it to go. Whereas Spider-Man 2 is a more popular movie, and what we saw from the trailers, it was more. You know, we did at least get that. We saw a lot of Doc Ock, so I'm like, okay, Green Goblin will be like more of the side piece.
Yep.
But they went full on like Green Goblin.
Dude, the fight scene with Goblin and Spider-Man
Was
was
dope.
awesome. He punched him through that window into slow
Dude.
motion, and then when he body slams him through 2 floors, oh
Dude,
my god.
that,
Mhm.
It was
I
just-
thought you were talking about the last fight. That fight was fucking
Yeah,
dope,
when
dude.
Tom
No, that was-
when
I thought you were just
Tom
talking about all the
Holland is
fights.
just-
Teeing off.
Yeah.
yeah,
we'll get
he's
to
doing
that. I guess.
combos. And all
Yeah,
that.
that's very
So-
dark.
Yeah, dude, it was
Combos.
so weird though, dude. He's opened up a bag of combos. He's just throwing them. And I wasn't feeling
he
that.
had
but
pizza,
overall,
he had cheese.
yeah, and he's like, and have some pretzel crust ones.
With-
And those were like his kryptonite right
Yeah.
there.
With the Green Goblin, do you think it was a good idea for him to break his mask, or would you like to see him?
I
wear
like
his mask?
because he
I
became
liked it.
Hobgoblin.
Exactly.
He's not Green Goblin anymore. Once he broke that mask,
Oh,
he's
because
Hobgoblin.
The mask.
I never knew what Hobgoblin was, so I'm just like, okay, cool.
I
He's
thought that
got
was
clothes
like
on
another
at
name
least.
for a dwarf. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I think
That
I
was a
That
Harry-
that although hobgoblin over there.
It's a Harry Potter character.
And then we have 2
there's
major
your Goblin.
reveals in this. The first one being
Spider-Man.
the devil himself, Matt Murdock, as the attorney, Daredevil, for
I
those
mean,
of you who don't.
you have to because
But
you're in
it's
New York.
Charlie
Like, come on.
Cox from Netflix. So
Yeah.
they brought
That's cool.
Charlie Cox from Netflix to be Daredevil, which I think was fucking
Who's
awesome.
Daredevil?
So who the fuck is that?
Charlie Cox?
And have you not watched the Netflix Daredevil?
I haven't.
Ben Affleck.
We
It's
talked
so
about
good.
it.
Yeah, I don't get into the shows as much, even though like I love the movies for the most part. So I was sitting there. Tyler's like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "I think that's Daredevil. It
not sure. He
Yeah.
has glasses
I'm
on.
like, it's a blind man.
It's
but
a
this,
blind
this has
man,
all the
so
look of
we're gonna go
Daredevil,
now.
so I'm guessing Daredevil. And somebody behind us was like, Daredevil. I was like, was he answering me?
yeah. He
Or was
heard
he
your
just
question.
like having that, like, because everybody was having like fangasms, or he was just like froze out of nowhere. He was just like, Daredevil. You know, it could have been either one.
And then we had the main event reveals of the night. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
It was so dope how he did it
Dude,
too.
those
Dude.
reveals were
Lord.
awesome.
I jumped out of my seat. I swear to God.
He did.
Second
and then
time-
somebody actually did say down in front when he did that one.
Sit down.
No, second time around was all the reveals. Everything was just as fresh to me. Like it was just as exciting as the first
Oh yeah,
time.
You
you,
know
got
what's-
to get that extra preview.
Yeah, talk about
Yeah.
the
You-
crowd
Screw me.
experience. Was
Yes,
it way better
it
in
was-
this one or the same?
Was it?
Because I know this is Friday.
I
compared to
will say,
Thursday.
when it came to the reveals, everything was about the same. Everybody cheered the first time I went and saw it at Preston. But when it came to the Maguire and Garfield reveals, it was way louder for Garfield than
Bruh.
Maguire in
Yeah.
this theater. Whereas when I went to Preston, it was like equally loud for both
Yeah.
of them.
I thought it went both, but I think it's
Yeah.
also because Garfield came first, so it's
He
part
also
of,
had
like,
a longer entrance.
Yeah,
too.
he had
Yeah,
a
I'm
way
talking-
better.
this is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maguire had
legitimately,
like kind of
yeah.
like he walked in and was like, all right, let's get started. Like,
But I love Toby's entrance too because it showed like, oh, he's older.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And,
saying?
I like
that's
the
how
age.
Toby
I like
is.
the
He's
age.
just always like kind of just looking around. You
Yeah,
know?
just
That's
chill.
just he's like, where am I at?
I kind of
Where
touched
are you
on this
doing?
with Tyler though. I legitimately like believe this, and maybe I'm crazy, but I kind of like. It's not like Toby was horrible, but I kind of felt like the feeling of he hasn't acted as much lately. He felt a little like it wasn't bad. Like it was like I can fill in and be capable. It wasn't like oh god, but it wasn't like he didn't seem as crisp. Like
I
he
can
seemed-
I can agree
Well, how
with that.
long
seemed
ago? He's
really-
like 20-something years older now.
He's-
Spider-Man 1 came out in 2002.
He's 48 years old now.
He's 48.
Yeah, I can see the age.
He's 48. Andrew Garfield is 38. Tom Holland's
Andrew
25.
Garfield's 38.
25. Yeah.
Yeah, Garfield was looking
Dang.
young. but
He
it
was
like that.
hilarious in this
Dude,
movie.
he's
Garfield
Amazing.
killed it
He
in
stole the
this.
show.
Yeah,
And
he
that-
He really
he
did.
had some good
Well,
comedy.
what's crazy is he's my least favorite Spider-Man, but like if just watching this, I'm like he's my favorite of the bunch.
He's my
So
favorite.
It was weird how that worked.
Dude,
That's,
He
that's a point
murdered
I
it.
want to bring
I
up.
mean,
like
to-
how self-aware, because Garfield's like third on everybody's list, and it's Tom
I like-
and then Toby. I
Alright,
think you know.
spoilers,
Yeah,
but
they're
I like
Tom-
how they're like Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2.
exactly.
It's like I'm
And he's
fucking
like,
three now.
I'm.
he's like, I
I
know.
was like, I thought I was 2. And it's like, no, I'm 2. And it's like, all right, so I'm 1, you're 2, I'm 3, I'm 3. Okay, we got it.
I get it.
Dude, the three Spidey combo when they all jumped off the building
that was
so
awesome.
epic.
Right.
Dude,
mean
if there's
of
not
it,
posters
yeah.
of that,
I
holy
swear that's
cow.
what I said. I leaned over to Josh and I was like, dude, that's got to be a poster.
Yeah.
That was a
Like
wicked-ass shot.
once the movie comes on
Yes.
DVD, it has to be a poster.
And I will say, I'm the
If it's not a
proud
poster,
starter of
let's
that
make a
clap.
poster.
Oh,
Huh?
which clap? Oh, the thing?
When they were all three about to jump off, I started the big audience
Yeah.
clap.
Oh,
I
that's
think
the
I-
asshole that
I
did
think
it.
Yeah.
you're the asshole. I think
why-
at
Yeah, that was the
one
least
point
of
in
our
the movie, I don't think anybody was gonna say anything, and then I just went woo, and then everybody was like, yeah, woo.
Dude,
Someone did it, so I'm gonna do it now.
I'm talking when them Spider-Man reveals came on.
Ooh.
You heard at least 5 different people go,
Yeah.
and I was like, bro.
Like they got proposed
Like,
to.
it's funny and it sounds ridiculous, but that legitimately happened. They're like,
And dude, I was screaming.
like I was
Dude.
like, what is going?
It's-
Yeah, but it wasn't like, oh yes, let's go. There was like a few, but there was literally people like, oh! They legitimately made that noise. Like multiple, I was like, that's happening from 4 different sections. What is that noise? Like that was legitimately.
It's like they actually met their idols in real life.
Like they could have like went without seeing like their kid for like 10 years and they wouldn't have had that reaction. I've never heard euphoria like that. I was like, damn, bro, give me some of that. That's better
For real.
than
Dude,
that's
I would-
better than like crack, weed, any type of drug. Like go see No Way Home, dude.
It's
And if you're a fan,
comparable.
you might get it, I guess.
It's comparable to Endgame because I remember at the Endgame premiere, dude, when Cap picked up Mjolnir.
I knew
oh
that was
my
the scene you were gonna
God.
do.
Dude, the audience went wild for like 20 solid seconds. Everybody was just screaming and
Well,
clapping, and it was.
So, just gonna do a little clip on that. I recently rewatched all of it and everything, and I watched Endgame, and I realized when he picks up the hammer, it's just music and screen panning for like 5 to 10 minutes. Because I'm pretty sure the directors knew that there was.
Oh well, yeah.
You're not gonna be able to have any talking in that because
That
everybody's
makes
gonna go
sense.
crazy.
There was a lot
It's
of
kinda
talking
funny.
in the
Food's ready.
big parts when everyone started clapping. There was talking like immediately after.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
all right,
Spider-Man.
that's
They
enough.
couldn't
2
contain
claps.
themselves.
Yeah,
Talking
dude.
and-
2 claps, you guys.
That's all you heard.
It's a golf course. 2 claps. It's a golf
Exactly.
clap.
I got to a point. I'm like, could someone turn whoever that is off? Like, where's the fucking off button? Like, hey, is he gonna do that the whole movie? Oh no, it's not. Well,
What
there's like
was
3 of
your
them.
most like your favorite scene?
Dude,
I think we.
I'll say
I
I'm gonna
think
say
we killed it with
2
spoilers.
because
We might as well
I'll
just
say my
move-
most
yeah.
emotional and my favorite.
I know
mine.
they're the same to me.
My most emotional is the MJ and Garfield,
Garfield.
save. When Garfield
That's
saved
so
MJ was the most
dope.
emotional.
thought
I
it kinda
cried.
sucked. No, I'm just playing.
I cried.
So I
But-
teared up.
My favorite scene was Goblin Spider-Man, the first fight between
The
them
first
two.
fight?
Dude, in the building,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
that fight, dude, that was showing like what Goblin is capable of. Like
He had
is.
2 good fights.
Dude.
Well, but yeah,
Yeah.
Tom was.
I
whooping
will
his
say
ass.
that fight. I'm sitting there going, I don't remember this in Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Was,
like they
was he
underutilized
always
him.
this strong? Because I'm like, what? What is?
And his costume.
Yeah,
was
dude, he
dope.
was getting
His
punched in the
costume was
face and he was just laughing.
Yeah,
But
I was
then
like,
Tom
oh,
Holland
shit.
just.
And that's why I was gonna touch on, but we moved past it. The breaking of the mask definitely worked for me too,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because of the iconic look of
Mm-hmm.
just Defoe's face in general.
Dude,
like,
Defoe-
it wouldn't have worked the same if he had the mask on and was like, ah.
it was a great
I
But
choice.
mean,
him being
honest-
like, ha.
His
was, like,
facial
way better.
expressions.
Are flawless.
Oh my god. I didn't realize how
What-
much I loved
What's
Willem
your all's
Dafoe.
favorite scenes?
Oh, yeah, I mean, you go ahead.
I'll go next. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's the favorite scene, and then there's the most emotional scene. So I think the most emotional scene was Peter and not MJ, Peter and Aunt May.
Mm.
That scene right there, I was
That was
like,
the first time I
God
got really,
damn,
really pulled in.
because I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but yeah, she dies.
No, it's spoilers.
Yeah.
I didn't think.
I guess
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So like I was like, oh no, she's dead, and then she was alive, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, we're safe.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, we're actually just playing the long game. Fuck your emotions.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
nailed
And
it.
I was like, are you kidding me? It killed me.
It was
and then-
that was a great move.
I
on their
think
part.
I think my favorite scene was the ending fight with,
Oh, with Holland and
with Holland and Defoe.
okay.
I think that was my
Unleash that
favorite scene
rage.
because it was like he's losing his path. And I'm like, I like that. That was kind of cool.
yeah.
So I think that was my favorite
And then
scene.
Tony Maguire,
Tobey Maguire stepping in.
he stops him and then he gets stabbed.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
like-
at the end of the movie, they're all talking. And he's like, "You're in a lot of pain, aren't you?"
he's like, yeah.
yeah.
that was some
There's
nice
a
like
lot of comedy in
that
this.
was
There's a
some
lot
great
of it.
comedy because it was like that entire time I'm on an adrenaline high. I'm stressed
Mm-hmm.
as fuck, and that like little quip right there kind of helps you relax from that entire scene. That's
yeah,
nice.
and it's the redemption of it too for
Right.
Toby. He gets his redemption
Yes.
because you could tell he felt bad because he even brought it up prior, just like that won't bring anybody back.
Mhm.
It's not worth it.
Yeah,
it
he-
won't
Yeah.
fix anything.
Yeah.
And for him to get stabbed, I almost was ready for him to go too, just because it would add another
Kind of,
emotional
yeah.
layer. Like, damn,
But-
they went there.
But also, I'm just sitting there thinking
But the
they
comedy
have
worked.
super healing powers. Like
Mhm.
that, a little stab is probably not gonna kill him.
Yeah, he said he's like, I get stabbed a lot. He goes, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, he gets stabbed a lot. It's like,
This happens a
You're dead.
lot, actually.
Yeah, for me, it was the Garfield save. Because I was fully ready for that, too. I was like, this has got to be Garfield. And then as soon, like, it didn't even take...
it was expected.
It didn't even take Goblin knocking Holland out of the way. It's like as soon as she fell, like, Holland was on her, and I was like, they're going to fucking send this over to Garfield. Because you're not
Yeah,
going to
you
go
have
like,
to.
oh, she fell, like, oh, you're safe. They're going to
Yeah.
drag that out more. So I immediately was like, how are they about to deflect this? And then as soon as they did... And for like her to be like, "Are you okay?" and he's just got tears in his eyes while holding her. It was just
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
I was
I
like,
am
that.
now.
That was the one time. Like, I mean, I had moments where I was like, "Oh, that is dope. I do like that." While other
Mm-hmm.
people were, "Oh," and like in that scene, I didn't let out a "Oh," but I might have let out like a.
It sucks,
You know
it
what I mean?
sucks
Like, I
that
was-
people
that
that,
got me.
You're a goddamn
never
ghost over
see
here.
Yeah.
like
Really.
Spider-Man,
The
like,
other,
never seen the other ones.
Spider-Mans.
Go
yeah.
watch this, and they're just like, they don't get any of the
I know.
Well, they
jokes
won't
or
get the
anything.
reference. It was like if I feel like even if you hadn't seen the movie, those other movies, it's still a good movie.
There's
just you won't get all the callbacks. Like you won't understand a lot of the callbacks. Hi.
perfect.
No doubt about it. Well, we were
Shut
talking
up.
about how she's loud, so maybe that would have been like the perfect spot for her. We'll know it when it's over.
Well, I'm putting it.
That'd have
here
been something
'cause
like,
I'm
we
loud.
made the mistake. No. It was actually on us. She had it figured out.
I'm pulling
Fuck.
it back.
Is there
Because
anything
I'm
else?
loud.
Is
I
there
know.
anything
She might be
else to
onto something.
spoil, or should
Well,
we?
you didn't put your scenes.
Yeah, obviously Garfield
Nick
catching.
out
Yeah.
was him.
Okay.
And,
Well, I
dude,
decided to be
I
different.
teared
Sorry.
up. Fight scene. I like the Tom Holland one at the end when
At
he's
the
just
end, yeah.
whooping
Yeah, that
his
was
ass.
Dude, that
my
was
favorite. Like, cause like him just like he was teeing off on him, dude.
Yeah.
That was fucking fantastic. And there's even more spoilers than that. When you go to the end, because you find out that like he chooses the other spell to where everybody forgets him, and he's like, "We can't do that though, right?" That whole thing was
We're just
beautiful.
giving you the movie at this point.
Spoilers.
Beautiful.
We said spoilers. We actually just meant here's the entire movie.
That whole
Yeah.
scene with him
Don't spend your
trying to
money.
like
But that leaves
reconnect
us,
with
like, giving our
MJ,
thoughts and shit.
like at the
Dude, that
coffee
was
shop.
amazing.
god.
He realized, like, man, maybe everything is.
Well, like-
It makes me
she's
wonder
doing
where
good.
they're going.
doing great.
Well,
they're
yeah.
happy. Like let them
Yeah,
live their
like
life.
that-
but
that's the thing,
As bad
like-
as that would hurt you,
He
you
yeah.
know, that's his love of his life, and he just lets her go.
Well, the thing is, I think he started off like, yeah, he was awkward and stuff, but he was like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna make it a slow friendship, and then we'll get to
Yeah.
we'll continue. And then as soon as that, she pulled her hair back, and I was like, maybe I just shouldn't be in your life.
Yeah, like, damn.
Like shit.
Like, are you happy?
I was like, pull out an
Disappointment?
iPhone, videotape this conversation, save it.
Right?
I don't know if that would work.
I don't think that works though, but you know,
It's
because
worth a shot.
He
Yeah.
befriended a homeless
Take a
person.
picture
if you
with
look
her?
closely, he's in the window filming the whole thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that whole
Stanley is
ending,
actually filming
perfect.
everything.
Yeah, dude.
Do you think there will be a fourth Tom Holland?
I feel
Spider-Man.
like
He's
this.
gonna be in the
I-
mix somehow. There's
I
no
think he's
way.
gonna be
I'd
in
shocked.
multiverse. I want
Kevin
him to be.
Feige said that Spider-Man is the only character that is able to transfer through
Everywhere.
basically the multiverses.
Yeah.
So he's
Well, yeah,
going
'cause
to be
you
a
have
little
the
bit of everywhere.
Spider-Verse.
I know, but do you think he's going to get a standalone?
I think he'll
Spider-Man?
get another one. It'll be a couple years, but I think because John Watts, the director of these movies, is doing Fantastic Four next.
Oh, shit.
So
Dude, what if in like 15, 20 years they do this again and all three of them come back? Tom Holland.
It ain't
Garfield.
gonna hit the
no,
same.
because they
No,
gave
they're
him their
gonna be dead.
Dude, he's
redemption.
gonna be
No, yeah, this
65.
this
Tobey
entire-
Maguire's 65. I don't know why.
This
I
entire
thought of
movie
that.
was straight up. It had redemption for both Garfield and Maguire. I
Yeah.
loved that.
This movie is beautiful.
That was an amazing.
What's everybody's scores?
I will start with probably lowest down here.
Who, me? You think mine's...
No, he wouldn't be the lowest.
Well, he's closer to the lowest.
Are we talking
True.
about me?
Yeah.
Dude, this was my first Marvel movie I've seen in theaters.
Oh God.
What?
Yeah.
Excuse
so
me?
this was like the
Yeah,
first.
that was
All of us,
surprising to me.
excuse
I was
me?
like, really?
This is the
That's
first
crazy.
like time I've ever seen an audience do that.
Oh, dude,
So-
you've missed so many of them.
Oh,
There's a reason
yeah,
why
I
the
know, in every
studios are just
Marvel
pumping
movie.
these out every couple
Yeah.
months. They're just reaching for that same
Well,
high. and
there's
then one comes
also
along and they get
the
it.
reason they spent the year off,
Mm-hmm.
and then it became 2 years off because of COVID. But
Yeah.
the year off after Endgame, they were like, we have to kind of reset and figure out how we're gonna get that same excitement.
I can't
So-
remember
They
the
pulled it
last
off.
time I
They
got
did.
like chills like this in a movie. Like I was like
Agreed.
ready to run through a brick wall. Maybe like in a John Wick movie when he gets his revenge. But this
Mm-hmm.
movie also made me tear up. And I was like, just like John Wick when the baby dies.
I haven't seen
the
this.
baby
Are you
dog
spoiling this
dies.
for me?
Yeah. Jesus.
Really?
dog.
You haven't seen
Yeah.
it?
No, I haven't seen any of the John Wicks.
Aunt May,
Oh,
as it
dude.
kept going,
Did the
was
dog
starting
die?
to get
No.
me more and more. I was like, fuck, am I going to be one of these people? And then I heard other people, and I was like, I'm not going to be like them bitches. I can hear them over there crying. And I was like, I think she might be one of them.
Me?
Yeah, I heard somebody go,
Nah, I think they heard Rodney.
yeah, it's like, no, dude, you literally were going, ah, and then the person behind you, ah, making that noise.
Oh, there's people crying all in that theater.
Yeah, you could hear
Yeah,
the
the entire
sniffles for sure. It's powerful, powerful
Entire
stuff.
time.
My rating at 8.9.
8.9 or 8 and 9?
89
8.9.
overall.
89 overall. Yeah.
89.
Hell yeah. Let's mix it up. Who wants to go next since everybody
You.
thinks I'm so low? Since you thought we were the lowest.
You straight up said you were gonna give this like a 4 or some shit. I don't know.
I know. Let's give one of y'all a higher score since y'all think, and that ended up being a huge score, right?
Ronu. Someone say their score.
Jenny or Kiki.
I'm not Jenny.
Go.
I'm thinking a 9. I gave this a 9, which is one of the highest ratings I've ever given a movie.
Yeah, she's like me, I guess. Like that in that way.
Yeah, which I don't know if it's gonna carry for the rest of its eternity if I watch this multiple times. Obviously, I will.
I'll carry
But
on my way.
As of right now, I think it's a 9.
Nice. Okay, so when this kicked off, I didn't mind it. I wasn't hating it, but after all the hype and shit, and me starting to see the writing on the wall, I'm just like, this might be more just like, oh my god, fan moments that kind of trick your mind into thinking it's the best thing ever, rather than the whole movie. I was kind of like, oh damn. And then it was kind of like, are we going to make every villain good? And they almost kind of did, but it still somehow worked by the end of it. But as it went on, man, it snagged me. Like, it was so perfect in terms of like just being a fan of everything that like I couldn't resist after a while. It became infectious. Like I was like, God, I love this. Fuck. And it really started where I was like, this is like a 6.5, and it could go lower. Like, where is this going? They got them. They're like, oh, let me help
This
you
can
out,
go
and let me
lower.
help you out, and oh yeah, like we'll fix you and fix you. And I'm like, dude, no, what are we doing here? But as soon as the shit popped off and the Green Goblin had the fight, and I was like, okay, people are turning. And then the Aunt May thing happened. It was like I felt it raising, and then the Aunt May thing happened. I'm like, damn, this just got like great. Where are we going from here? And I was just sucked in from that point on. The second half of this movie was like flawless. Like I'm talking like as like it's wearing on and it's coming to an end. Like is this my favorite movie of the fucking year? Like I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like holy shit. But then after I walked out, I was like, I do have to temper my expectations because for half of it, I was just like, God, I mean, you do got to kind of stick it out. I think not that it's bad, but it's not amazing, the best thing ever immediately. But once you get to the great shit, holy fuck.
Pays off.
Holy fuck. Amazing. But given that beginning, I had to temper it a little bit, and I'm still sitting at an 8.8. This was fucking phenomenal. And that just shows you how fucking flawless once the shit picked up and got going and how just like, oh my God, everything was. I mean, I hate to think what that one, dude, he's at like a 12 out of 10. But man, I mean, for me to be at an 8.8 from where I started and weighing that in, that just shows you like how amazing everything ended up being. I mean, perfection. Like every fucking thing, like each step of the way to close this out got better and better and better and better. So yeah.
8-8.
8.8.
8-8.
8.8 out the
8,
gate.
8, 8, 9, 9s.
This movie sucks.
Okay.
Okay, we ate it.
No,
You got
but
us hyped. We thought you had a high score.
first of all, I'm gonna say there was 2 post-credit scenes, so y'all stick around for those. We won't spoil those for y'all. Just watch them. One of them's great. The other one is, in my opinion, stupid. So
I'm glad we listening, kind of.
We
But,
missed a great one.
I enjoy both of them, but you know.
So this
They were
movie
both fun.
overall was really, I mean, fantastic to me.
Just say your score. We know you love it.
The character arcs in it, the villains, like their arcs, the certain ones, the 3 Spider-Man, the fanfare, everything about it just worked for me. This movie's a 9.3 for me.
Wow.
So
I feel
You did.
Beautiful.
I knew it.
You did go higher than me. Okay.
I
yeah.
actually ended up with the lowest.
And this is my
At
second
an
watch.
8.
I told
second
you you'd
watch
be
went-
lowest.
The second
Here we
watch went
are.
higher because as of last night it was a 9.
What?
It was a 9, and then after
dare
tonight
you.
it was a 9.3.
Even
Yeah.
after that beginning?
That's what I'm saying.
The
I don't
audience
know-
helped
I
out a
don't
lot
know
with that.
if,
Somebody should just check on that one dude and see if he's still breathing.
He's still
Because
breathing?
He was having a hard
Someone
time
needs to
catching his breath.
clean
He's-
it.
The guy,
He- He's making me. You're
That
making
guy.
me imagine the dude from Avatar: The Last Airbender who met the Avatar and was like foaming at the mouth
Oh my
guy.
God. Yeah, this is a variation. of
People that
so
work
many
there need to
characters.
clean that guy's seat.
He's probably
Who
like,
knows what's in
he's
there.
still seizuring it. They called the ambulance, I think. Yeah, that was something
Go
else,
watch
guys.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Click it.
get-
Jesus.